Xena B. Marie, Xena, Zigzag, Ziggy Pup, ZB, our dog that we adopted about a year and a half ago, is the love of our life, obviously, is a black lab mix adopted from the SPCA, and is also my first dog as an adult, and I guess as a kid too. My first dog. Don't know what I'm doing, just knew like I obviously needed a fur baby. And we had her for a full year, minor stuff, and we took her back to the vet for her annual appointment, and she got a couple shots. She was obviously perfect. And then I said to the vet, like, we want to re-up her heartworm and her flea and tick too. And he said, oh, you got to get a blood draw for the heartworm, make sure she doesn't have heartworm so we can give her more heartworm preventative. And I was like, yeah, of course, no problem. Like, took a blood draw. And he said, we also test for Lyme disease and, I don't know, other ailments. And I was like, of course, no problem. And he comes back and he says, your dog tested positive for Lyme, or exposure to Lyme. All I heard was Lyme and everything else kind of blacked out. And he said, do you know if she had exposure to Lyme in her life before? And we were like, well, no, we adopted her from the SPCA. Literally anything could happen. She's 7 years old. We don't remember her being lethargic or weird in the past year. And he said, we'll put her on antibiotics. And everything that's running through my mind is like, oh no, my fur baby, my baby is ill, and I've done something wrong as a mother, and like, what are we gonna do, right? He's like, no, it's antibiotics, a couple weeks, and at the end of the antibiotic, you'll collect a urine sample. And my face probably looked like what you imagine it might, because the vet immediately said, you're probably thinking, how do you collect a urine sample from a dog? And I thought, bingo. And he said, oh, you just get a takeout container, a low-profile takeout container, and you walk up to your dog, first pee of the morning is best, and you just slide it under there, and then you just bring it back to the office. And I was like, yeah, of course, first pee of the morning, Chinese takeout container, no problem. Until the morning came after 2 weeks of antibiotics, and it had snowed a fresh inch or two. And my dog got up, 7:30 in the morning, and I'm thinking, what is the most low-profile takeout container we own that I can sacrifice to my dog's urine? And I let her out, and we have a fenced-in yard. We indulged in a fence for our fur baby. And so normally she just goes out there and does her business and doesn't think about me at all. But instead this morning, the morning of the fresh snow, I'm there holding an old Ziploc container in lockstep with my dog, who is looking up at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, it's okay, just go to the bathroom, and then I'll just jolt that under you, and you won't notice a thing. And she's like, actually, I very much mind that you are right next to me. And she's like, I'm probably not gonna pee, which is not terribly unusual, not always in the morning, okay. So we come back inside, and I pace around for 20 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, what about now? And we go back outside, and we just walk around the yard together as she ever so often looks up at me like, still not now, this is super weird. So I come back in, I have a small mental breakdown because obviously collecting the urine of your dog should be easy, and this is just another reason of why I'm not cut out to be a dog mom. And my boyfriend's like, why don't we take her on a walk? She loves to pee on a walk. Yeah, okay, great. I'll leave the door unlocked because we're only going 10 feet until she pees in the container. This dog has never had less urine in her body than this exact morning because we walk the normal route that she would normally stop every 10 seconds and take a small pee, and she's just like, on a walk, ready to go, looking at things, like does not have anything to give to us. And so every time that she does, every time she breaks, and she's like, oh, okay, here, I'm like, burp. And she's like, mm. And doesn't want to pee in a Ziploc container, as you might imagine. So we walk like a quarter mile, maybe? And I would say like a half ounce of urine in this Ziploc container. And I think that has to be enough, right? That has to be enough. And I put the lid on, and we put it in the basement until I can drive it up to the vet the next day, because where else do you keep your dog urine? And I go in and I say, I have my dog urine for a sample. And they say, oh no, up to the next window. And I say, I have my dog urine for a sample. And they say, that'll be $55. All to tell me that my dog is fine. She is my Xena B. Marie, my Zigzag, my Ziggy pup, who is completely fine.